What's up, YouTube? My name's Gus. I live in a bus. I'm about to tell you a secret. Actually, it's not a secret. A lot of people absolutely, totally, and completely understand what I'm about to say. But for other people, I live on another planet, in an alternate universe, in a dream world. Some people, in fact, most people I know that I've ever known, don't like to try new things because they may fail. They have a list of reasons in their head why they will fail. All of those reasons are fears they haven't been able to resolve yet. I'm going to tell you a story about a person, me, who was afraid to swim. I was probably 12 or 13 years old, and my parents sent me off to a swimming class. Maybe I was 10, I don't know. They sent me off to a swimming class. And I thought it was a good idea. I should go learn how to swim. So I get there. Man, I was scared putting on that swimsuit. Man, I figured, oh no, what am I going to do? How did I get into this? And then I went out to the water and I put my foot in the water and I thought, oh frick, that's cold. I don't even want to get my body into it. So then I put my body into the water and it seemed freezing. And then the instructor said, okay, swim. Started to show me how to float. Well, when I tried to float, I sank. I didn't think I was going to ever float. I figured I was going to drown. I was terrified. I figured, man, I'm going to fail to do this. And I'm going to be the only person I know who doesn't know how to swim. Afraid to have everybody else see that I was a total coward and run off to the change room, get changed and get out of there. So I just kept trying. I kept trying and failed. Every time I tried to try and float, I failed. I sank. Well, I think my parents took me down there the next day or the next week or whatever it was, and I was terrified again, putting on a bathing suit because I was going to have to go swimming. So I went to the pool, put my foot in, and it was cold, but I've already been there before, so I knew it wasn't that cold and I wasn't going to freeze to death. But man, I was going to drown. I think the instructor's trying to teach us how to float or paddle or whatever. Eventually, after the class was over that summer, I figured there's no way I'm going to ever learn how to swim because I tried it in the class and I failed. Later on in life, I wanted to go swim out to the dock out there, like not a dock, but a swimming platform, because my friends were hanging out there. So I tried to swim out there. Well, I got there, but I was like drinking the ocean water. I was, gasping when I got there, and I was tired because I had overworked it. I made it much harder than it was. So I kept doing that every day to be with my friends until eventually I was one of the strongest swimmers in that group. But, I was actually a good swimmer. I got the right kind of body, the right build for it, and I got stronger as I swam because swimming is a good exercise. So I eventually learned to love swimming. Now, some people may have gone through the same life story, same kind of story as I did. They moved past their fear and they learned to actually, instead of being fearful, love something. And I think some Olympic athletes started out being extremely fearful of swimming just like I did. But they kept trying. And they kept trying, and they kept learning, and they kept getting better until they were like a gold medalist. Yet there are still people out there, there's lots of people, that do not understand that dynamic. That if you try the things that you're afraid of, and you keep doing it, you may eventually love what you're doing. You may eventually become a superstar at what you're doing. You may become an expert, a guru, or whatever it might be at whatever it is that you were afraid to do to begin with. So the definition of a miracle is something something that's extremely unlikely to happen happens. Now, the people who expect the worst don't go. They don't put themselves in a situation where something that's extremely unlikely will happen. Something positive that's extremely unlikely. Because they don't expect it to happen. So they don't put themselves in that position where it might happen. And so therefore, those people who are very negative never see a miracle. It will never happen if you're negative. However, if you go, gee, it's extremely unlikely that this kind of thing will turn out well, and it does, because you said, you went and said, it's extremely unlikely, but I'm going to try anyway. And then it does work out. Gee, you saw a miracle. A miracle takes place. Moving fear to love, or a scary experience into something incredibly enjoyable, is a miracle. Actually, everybody on the planet has been involved in a miracle. All of us came out of our mother's womb. Don't even know how to breathe. Have no idea how to breathe. Didn't even know breathing existed. No instruction manual. Maybe somebody spanked your butt. Then you started to breathe. And you started to cry because, man, this is scary out here. Very few, I'm sure every single baby, is learning how to get their lungs working, and crying is part of that story. But you go from something that has never breathed before into something that actually breathes, walks, talks, sees. All of those things are miracles that happen to you, even though all of them seem to me to be extremely unlikely. It's a natural process, but the natural process is for us to overcome our fears, move past our fears, and learn how to become extremely capable at all of those things that we were afraid of. And yet, I get comments from people of all ages saying, I can't do that. Where did that come from? Where did I can't do something come from? Up there, negative thoughts, negative ideas, negative concepts. The lack of belief in oneself and one's capabilities. The belief that the world is out to get you. The belief that no one loves you. Lots of people are going to hurt you. The belief that somebody else's thoughts and what they think of you matters. The belief that you're a failure. The belief that you can't do stuff because you're too old. It's all up in there, folks. It's all negative thoughts. It's all self-talk, and it's all ways in which you keep yourself away from trying anything new because it's comfortable where you are. I spend some time with the people in the fitness world, and I follow them on Instagram and that kind of thing, and they will always tell you that there is no gain without pain. That means that they have to lift weights. They got to work hard. They've got to run hard. They've got to, put in an hour of cardio, an hour of running. They have to pick up heavy weights over and over and over again so they can create the body they want to have. Many of them were overweight, learned how to eat a proper diet, do a lot of work, work out physically, so that they turn their body into a muscular machine that looks incredible, but they were overweight. In fact, many of them quite obese. And guys like me, I'm pretty lazy. I don't like to go pick up weights. I don't like to do work unless I'm getting something from it. And building a beautiful body was, when I was a very young man, I did it, but not in the weight room. I did it on the construction job and other jobs I had where I could sort of, test myself and grow a better, stronger body. Now, I kind of like that. So since I was getting a stronger body, I was willing to put in the effort. But now I'm a old geezer. I'm lazy too. So my point is, people, there's no gain without pain. It doesn't matter what it is. The only way to get over your fears is to go out and do it. Go try it. Go give it a try. Now, my videos are about life in a van, or a life in a motorhome or schoolie. Doesn't really matter what your choice of vehicle is, but it's life as a nomad. It's life that's very different and abnormal. But many people are afraid to be abnormal because of what other people will say, what other people will think. Well, I didn't know how long this video would be, but I don't want it to go on too long. So for today, I'm just going to leave it at that. Leave it there for something for you to think about. So if you watch this long, I'm going to give you a thumbs up and tell you that I appreciated your patience. I don't consider myself a motivational speaker. I might have motivational ideas, but I'm not really a motivational speaker. I'm sure I didn't cause anybody to jump off their couch and run out the door to do something. But at least I got it off my chest, and maybe we'll just call this a rant. If there's lots of comments, lots of questions, anything like that, then I might do another one like this, but otherwise this is just my way of getting this stuff off my chest and letting you know something about maybe the way I think, etc. So have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget to push subscribe and maybe the Patreon, and there'll be another button somewhere that tells you that I made another video that YouTube thinks you'll be interested in. So have a good day, have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. I hope tomorrow.